Hey guys, it's Rushy. How's it going? We're doing Urien now for the punish video. So storm through these normals. First one I've done is stand heavy kick. Stand heavy kick against an opponent the size of Ken. It's -2. So there's two versions of the heavy kick. There's the held down heavy kick where he charges it up. That's +2. Against a standing opponent of Ken's size, it's -2. If you're crouching, apparently it's -1. So just think of it as, if it's not the charge version, you can take your turn back. So you can attack there. But if it's the held down version, obviously don't press a button. I just wanted to throw that in there just for information. Second one is a sweep. This one's quite a punishable sweep. It's -14 rather than -12, and I think you can sweep back and it will hit. So it has good range. Whoops! Didn't want that to happen. Ah, you can. Oh, okay. It's another one of those sweeps. I didn't realise that. You should get a stand heavy kick as well. If you get perfect reverse timing, you can't block that. If I delay it, he can block it. If I get perfect timing. So what you could do there is, that's good if you got V trigger. But yeah, barest minimum like your tattoo. 1 bar EX tattoo. Or of course, CA. So it's another long range sweep. It's probably worth making a note of these sweeps at a long range. The longest range sweep is birdies and Karens. They're specific ways to punish those. Karens is a stand heavy kick, birdies is the X tattoo. But then there's another layer, another bracket for these punishable sweeps but have longer range than normal. So top of my head, I think it's Colleen, Urien, Rashid, Laura. I think Chun is another one. I'll have to do like a list of those dodgy sweeps, but the broader thumb with those sweeps is you can like your tattoo, EX tattoo, or do CA. So it's good information to be aware of that. The next one, so this is -2, not punishable. But I think you should always do back medium punch here. Because most Uriens will do a crouching light kick after that because they expect you to block high because the overhead, or they'll go for the overhead afterwards. And because it's -2, it's not a true, there's a gap between the two attacks, if you know what I'm saying. So the back medium punch always hits if they go for a follow-up. If they don't do anything, then obviously the back medium punch will get blocked. If they do stand medium punch into EX headbutt, if that's the kind of Urien play you're playing, that's damn right dirty, but it can be done, but it's very unlikely. They need a reason to go for that. So yeah, it's a good thing to do, and what I'll do, I'll show you what happens if they do the follow-up, the heavy punch, the overhead. Oops. Oh crap, I've got my information wrong, you can't do back medium punch. Okay, maybe I did it wrong. So this has worked for me in the past. So I think what happens is if they go for the stand medium punch into crouching light kick, I don't think that works. I think then the back medium punch will hit. But it looks like if they do raw heavy punch afterwards, there's not actually a very big gap between the two. Interesting, I didn't know that. So if they do the overhead, of course, in that situation, he's -6 there. So you can do back medium punch if you're in range. I do 4 frame there. You could do crouching medium punch as well, but back medium punch seems to depend on spacing. 4 frames good enough. That works well. His raw overhead is -6, so it's the exact same scenario there. Because he moves forwards as well, it's quite hard for him to make it safe. Actually, he was safe there, wasn't he? That should work if you get reversal time in. Seems to be a little bit off from my punishes at the moment. But yeah, so there is a space that he can use where the full frame will whiff. So it's one of those, it's like use it when you think you're close enough, just practice it, train it. Crouch and mini punch I think should hit in every range. Because crouch and mini punch has better range than that, I think. Nah, it's not gonna hit. Yeah. But in V trigger, X tactic will hit every time, so don't worry about that. For a punish. Like I said, but punishes seem to be really bad. The Colleen video and this one don't seem to be on form, but different story, playing online. So that's majority of the normals covered. He's got, oh, actually we'll record it now while we're talking about this section. He's got this, which is -4, his down forward heavy kick. That's -4, and that's -4 as well, which I didn't know. So it's one of those stand heavy kicks that you can punish if you're in the sweet spot. If they're at max distance, your full frame will get blocked, probably whiff. So again, just learn the space on that, but you can punish that one. Stand light kick, full frame. That's his down forward heavy kick, Urien's down forward heavy kick. So it's not his normal heavy kick, but you can punish it. What was this one? I wouldn't challenge that, it's too quick to react to. That's a target combo, light punch, medium punch. -4 it says, but I'm having a hard time. The reason why it's not punishable is because of pushback. Even though it's -4, he's pushed back to a relatively safe range, so don't worry about that. So we've got his tackles next. We've got his tackles, his knee drops, headbutts. Everybody loves a good headbutt, and CA. Cool. So we'll cover these specials, and I think we can have a look at his V trigger as well. Have a look at that very briefly. Let's get recording those. So I'll be back in a sec. Okay guys, so we're gonna do his specials now. Start with the tackles first. Gone for light, so we might have to talk about his specials a little bit. So his tackles, his light kick tackle is -5, medium is -9, and heavy is -6. Looks like he says different things with his tackles. So that's the basically you need to know what he says on the light kick tackle, because I'm pretty sure his tackles he can make safer if he lands them at the right distance. EX tackle is -2, so it is your turn after EX tackle, but I do see Urien's do EX tackle into EX headbutt, so be careful of that, because EX headbutt is basically his invincible move that leads to a crush counter, so he can steal his turn back after EX tackle. But let's look at light kick first. So it's -5. See, close range if you look, you can punish it, but at a greater distance you can't punish it. So this is what I'm talking about. So if he travels a fair distance to land, you can't punish. It doesn't really say what the advantage is at different ranges. So he might be 0, he might be plus, he might be like very slightly negative. Might be best to press a button and see how it goes. If you get counted a lot, then that means that he's probably plus. So be wary of his tackles. So this is -6 now. See there, I couldn't punish that. Heavy blocks on as well on this move. If I stand there, I can punish. So again, it's space independent. So go for a confirm, go for a 2-hit confirm, or go for a back medium punch. Something that'll buy you time to confirm the hit. So back medium punch is a 5 frame, so you'll have less chance for it to hit. You have 1 frame less for it to hit because it's a slow move, whereas a 4 frame is a bit better. I'll probably go for stand light punch, stand light kick in that situation. But yeah, you want to go for something you can confirm off of. But yeah, Perish is his heavy kick tackle. I forgot what he said for his light kick. Let's record medium just to see what happens. Medium is -9. Okay, Perish and how's this? Those are your 2 markers for the more punishable versions. Yeah, because that's -9, you get more chance to punish that one. Cool, that covers the tackles in a fair bit of detail. So the knees are interesting. I never understood this early on, but if the knee hits high, it's more punishable. If it hits lower, it's less punishable. If the knee hits low, so low is considered, I believe, below the waist. Light kick knee is +2, medium kick knee is 0 on block, and heavy kick knee is -1. EX knee, if hit below the waist, is +6. So if he does EX knee, it's never really your turn to press a button. Expect a grab or some kind of mix up. You have to guess. So you can either backdash, you can V reversal. I usually V reversal after the X knee, or just block. That's my opinion. But the other knees as well, if they hit low, it looks like it's not your turn. So don't press a button in those situations either. If the knee hits high, they're all punishable except for the EX knee. So light kick knee high is -4, medium kick knee high is -7, and heavy kick knee, if it hits high, is -8. So basically, if you block it and you block at head height or anything like at the chest, go for your take your turn back punish. Go for maybe all of them. Go for a 4 frame punish. But if it hits low, defend. If it's EX knee, defend. That's my opinion on the situation. But obviously, you've got to try it out for yourself. Let's see this now in action. Is it as an overhead? Okay, and it's classed as an overhead. So even though it's -4, I can't get a punish on this. Maybe I need to be closer. Can't even like a tattoo it. So it must be -4 at the very highest possible position or place to hit. So it must be like hitting it at the very top of Ken's head. So that's the reason why I'm not getting a punish there. But it's still your turn, in my opinion. There, I don't think you can steal your. Well, unless he does EX headbutt, you can steal your turn back. It's one of those, if it hits high, take your turn back. If it hits low, defend. If it does EX knee in every scenario, defend. V reversal, backdash, block. Maybe neutral jump You can even EXDP, take your turn, take his turn away from him, but it's a big risk. I wouldn't EXDP, but it's down to you. So you can see there, I'm under blocksome for a while. And Urien, you see, check the difference in time from Urien crouching versus Ken's punch coming out, and that will tell you how plus he is. That was perfect there. So I can't press anything. So I'm mashing jab there, it's not even coming out, so yeah, he's plus there, so watch out for the X knee. That's a free way for Urien to get in. If you're struggling to get in against you, they'll probably use the X knee. They'll use the X knee or the EX tackle to get in. His fireballs are the last special we're going to cover. Light punch, medium punch are his fireballs that go across the screen, not vertically up as an anti-air. If he doesn't charge the fireballs, they're -7 on block at close range. If he charges them, they're actually plus. So I suppose Urien could do a meaty charge fireball, make himself plus on their wake up, but it doesn't happen very often. But yeah, just remember that. They're -7 at close range. The light punch fireball is probably the slow one, isn't it? That's the fast one, isn't it? Is it? I'm not sure. So yeah, if they do that close range, you can chin buster. Obviously the air one can't really be blocked on the ground, so there's no frame data for that. His air one is the heavy punch fireball. Let's record medium punch fireball. So okay, so medium is the faster one. That's -7 as well, up close, but it can be held down to make it safe. His EX ground fireball, his EX1 not charged is +1, so he's actually an advantage there. His EX fireball, if it's held, is +13, so his EX fireball is not your turn. If he charges it somehow, you eat it close range, he's +13, so that's trouble there. I think that's it really for the fireballs. There's not really much to cover in terms of fireballs. Just remember, if you block a normal one that's not charged close range, you can punish it with chin buster. So the last thing to cover for Urien is his super and his V trigger. So let's do that now. His V trigger is, sorry, not V trigger. His CA is -47 on block. Let's record that. So I've got a few things I want to test actually with this. So let's have a look. So it's a true string, you can't do anything during every hit. Ah, okay. So that's not bad actually. Okay, so you can do it at range. It's interesting. So if you're point blank range, you can do a neutral jump and get an attack. If you are at range, you can walk in. So if I do it there, you have to walk in a bit more. Maybe even dash. If he whiffs it, Okay, so if you whisk it, you can walk into it. It's still active for a little while. It's a bit like Kuma's. Let me just try one more thing. So he can't chip you out with it. You can actually V-reverse it if they try and chip you. If you block it first. I don't know how much damage it does initially on block. Let's have a look. 5 damage. Okay. So you can actually V-reverse on punish. It's interesting. That's pretty cool. So we know we can V-reverse that. So if they do try and chip you out, you haven't got to eat it. You may survive. If you got no health, you'll obviously die. But you may be able to survive that. And it's just his V trigger now, isn't it? So I have no idea how to use Urien's V trigger. Let's have a look. So we'll do close, not far. Back V trigger. Plus 17. Try it. We'll try it first. Okay. Whoa. Wrong one. So if he does it raw in your face, you can grab him and it will work every time. Forward throw, back throw. But if you block it, yeah, if you block it, you can't really do anything. You can press a button, but you'll kind of trade. Yeah. There are interesting things you can do in the corner, so I have seen some mad stuff. Not that I would advise that, but that's just a freestyle, but you can do weird combos in the corner. But yeah, if they activate it raw in your face, just mash grab, just grab him and throw him somewhere, preferably nearer the corner. Second mirror. So let's record that now. Oh man. So if I do, alright, get rid of that one. Now, there's something different with this. Oh, I think the startup's slower. So the close mirror is 10 frame startup. The second mirror, the close range one, it's 14 frames of startup, so it's actually very slow in comparison. I think it's the same for all of them. If I look at far V trigger for the first mirror, it's 5 frame startup. The far mirror for the second V trigger is 24 frame startup, so he's much slower at starting up with the second mirror. I don't know what difference that really makes, to be honest, but it's the exact same thing. Ah, okay, yeah, but there's no, I get it. So there's no freeze frame with the second one. So I guess what I've got to do is, okay, yeah, I know what I want to do. Okay, so let's re-record that. What move of his is plus on block? Standing medium punch is +3. Okay, we've got stand medium punch, so let's do this. You can't do that. Oh yeah, thought so. Let's do that again. Let that one go. Let's give it a bit of time in between. Now I'm going to do the same thing again. Okay. Now let's see the difference between these two scenarios. See, due to block stun now, I can't grab him in that situation. The reversal's no good because you'll be punishable. So you kind of have to hold that, the first one. Let's see what happens with the second one. Man, that's too quick. Still can't do much. Not sure. Not sure what the situation there is. So they seem very similar. So if he uses a move that's not very minus on block and then activates, you can't do a fat lot. If he does them raw, you can punish the first one with a throw. Let's try one last thing. So yeah, you can see a difference there. I don't get knocked down that time, so that's different. So yeah, I don't actually know the way to deal with his V trigger if he does it off of a normal. It's something I need to look into. But it's good to experiment and test it. One last thing I'll show you guys with his V trigger. If I go mid screen. Now with his mirror there, you're obviously not going to jump in. Ken's dive kick is actually surprisingly good. If like they can react to the dive kick, they could of course anti-air you. Most times the mirror's out, they won't expect to jump in. And because you can angle his, obviously the dive kick goes downwards, it goes down at an angle. You can sometimes clip them while they're doing stuff. So if he sets a firewall up behind the mirror and then you do the dive kick, that will most likely hit. You can see there, I jump the mirror, but I still make contact. Look how close it is to the mirror as well. As long as I don't walk too far in. You can actually just skim the mirror. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, something else to consider. I do it against some Uriens. Depends on their patterns, depends on what they do. If they stand behind their mirror and throw fireballs, then it can work. As long as they're not too close to the mirror, it can work. They don't expect it, not always, but then you will get the Uriens that you gotta play about it. Like everything. You gotta test it. You gotta see what your opponent's traits are, what they sort of go for. But it's just another option to throw in there, maybe consider. But I think I need to lab the mirror setups a lot more because I don't really know much about the Urien matchup. It's good that I know the frame data now, but the way they approached what they can do with the mirrors, it's not something I'm too familiar with. So EX Tattoo is the only real tactic I have. I did do something in another match before where it's hard to sort of emulate now, but the guy threw the mirror and the mirror went behind me. I jumped back over it, and instead of him chasing me down, he charged a fireball up and I jumped back in. That was, I suppose it was a read. I did it because I didn't expect him to, I didn't think he'd expect it and he didn't. I jumped out and I just jumped back in and went for some kind of combo. Sort of, I think I went for that. So not being scared of the mirrors is, I always say that don't respect the mirrors, because there are ways to get around them, but you just got to be creative and you've got to get a bit of pace on the opponent, sort of getting ahead, do something that's not unsafe, but then something they won't expect. Not all the time, but you know, you got to risk these things sometimes and see what happens. But yeah, no, I'm babbling on now. I'm babbling on about mirrors. Clearly I don't have any information on them. So guys, yeah, that's the Urien video. Like I said, I'm sure you guys have got a lot of tips for this match, so any tips, just give us a shout, put them in the comments, share that knowledge. But yeah, that's this one done. We're not too far from getting them all done now, so that's good. So cool. I'll let you go. Catch you next video. Take care.